Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of the Great British Mickey Waffle. Now, one of our favourite things about doing this show is the community we've built over the years. We absolutely love it when our listeners move from the front row of the audience right into the guest chair. So today is no different. We're joined by a long-time listener and fantastic creator who's just started vlogging their trips. So we can't wait to get into the Disney talk. So let's get this show on the road.
Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind blowing in my hair. I'm driving down the highway, gonna do this my way. I can feel it in the air. Here I
go. Welcome back. As always, I'm not flying solo today. First up, we have John. I hope January is treating you well so far, John.
It's all right, Ben. Yeah, it's seemingly going quicker than last January, so I'll take that as a bonus. And also, we've had loads of snow,
positive.
So I've seen the back of that, so I'm quite happy. I'm back on the road, so yeah, it's January. It's the month that nobody likes.
No, the sooner it's over, the better.
At least
it's always. I remember we were talking the other day about last year. It was like it felt like it was 5 weeks long.
It was like seemed like 5 months
five
long.
So, and of course, we have Becca, and I know you're excited as I. A few short days, we'll be heading back to the Sunshine State for some much-needed sunshine.
Yep, not long to go.
I know.
Still don't have the packing list.
All right, for some, that's all I can say.
Yep. I just need a week away. That's what we need. So,
Yep.
yeah. We're delighted to have a special guest joining the three of us today. So we have Nick, who you'll know, Nick_Carter880 on Instagram. Nick, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me on. It's an honour to be able to jump on and join you tonight. So thank you. Looking forward to it.
It's going to be good. I know we've spoken a lot on Instagram over the past sort of few months or so, and you sent us some questions in for our Q&A episode. Was it November?
I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh, I did some suggestions as well. I don't know who you could. I threw a few of the community gang in to join in on a big episode for you once, which we could delve into at some point.
I think we should do that. That'd be amazing.
There's plenty of us that love having a chat about Disney, Universal, and Orlando. So we'd have an epic chat.
I wonder how long that show would be. I think our longest show is nearly been 3 hours long.
Well, considering I was just over obviously on Adams on Devonshire Diz, and we racked up nearly 2 hours, and that was just me and Sarah jumped on that one. I do like to talk, so you might want to give me the old time.
Yeah. We always have a joke that it all depends on who's hosting the show. Sometimes if John's hosting, we think, is it 3-4 hours? Yeah. Sometimes it might only be a couple of hours. So it all depends on what we're talking about. And I have a feeling it might be one of those shows that we have so much to talk about.
But find a happy medium. Don't worry, you're not the only one. I like to talk.
We love talking about Disney, Universal, Orlando. There's so much stuff that changes and no trip is ever the same. But I think before we dive into the rest of the show, I think we should put you through our Carousel of Questions, which will give us and our listeners a glimpse into your opinions of Disney and Universal. Since you're a regular listener, you know there's no room for overthinking, so go with your heart. And your first question is, what is your favourite park?
Magic Kingdom.
It's a good choice. I like that.
What's a ride that you hate?
Tower of Terror.
Hey! I'm currently surrounded by Tower of Terror lovers, by Ben and John.
By the way, for anyone that listens that knows me, there'll be no shock in that. They'll know what's coming before you ask on that one. I can't do the up rides and the down rides. It'll do me in.
Hate the feeling.
Tell us what you think.
I can do a roller coaster. No,
sorry, on you go.
Go. No, I was going to say I can do a roller coaster. Stick me on the Velocicoaster. Stardust, no problem. Up and down. Yeah.
So, wow.
But can't do Tower of Terror.
Yeah, that's unusual though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just, I think it's just one of those things. It's the up and down motion that seems to, that kind of sensation of being thrown up and down. It's not quite the same as just being thrust at 70 miles an hour and barrel rolls.
A lot ways up. At least in Tower of Terror, it just is up or down.
Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is, I would queue for hours to go and enjoy Tower of Terror, but you put me on the teacups in Magic Kingdom. It's just like there's no way I'm going to. I just don't do things that spin round.
I can't do that either.
It's just like,
I don't like teacups.
I might vote again.
Oh dear, that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna move us on. Tell us, what's the most overrated snack?
Mickey premium bar.
Popular choice to that question.
It is a very popular
Yeah.
choice.
What's the chocolate from Iceland, isn't it?
It's just a Tesco's choc ice, isn't it? You're like the
That's
cookies.
a great way of
The
describing
cookie
it.
sandwich is so much better. You almost expect the Disney value version of it, don't you?
It's $6.50. And this is the thing, when you're spending that for a snack, it's like there are so many better options for ice cream.
Oh, you just go and get. You're right. There's just so many different. You just go and get a Dole Whip for that money,
Yeah.
wouldn't you? And then get your cookie sandwich on the side.
Now we're talking.
I love that. So, what is your favourite transportation mode in Walt Disney World?
I would say still the boat over to Magic Kingdom for the first time of each trip.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although we have found a love for a bus this time, but solely to get us to Magic Kingdom from the resort, because we've worked that one out. That driving, you do one drive, and our new ritual is we then hop on the old bus over to Magic Kingdom to cut out all of the faff of the TTC. So yeah. But the steamboat going over to Magic Kingdom's like the first thing we ever did when we landed, so you could never lose that.
And it's something once per trip that you've got to do.
Yeah. It's like,
And I know people love a Skyliner and the whole Skyliner thing, but we do it once a trip just because it is. But that's probably the one that everyone raves about. They're a bit like, I'm just floating around here. What if it stops?
It better not stop while I'm on it. That's what I'm saying.
It has stopped a couple of times, but the problem is it's slow. You can't tell sometimes it's going so slowly whether it's actually stopped because they've paused it for like an accessibility.
Yeah, which is fine. It's that whole, has it actually really stopped?
It actually stopped because actually the storm coming in. And I remember once we were staying at Riviera and we landed quite early. When we got to the hotel, I thought, well, plan is to go to Hollywood Studios. As soon as we got to the hotel, the storm was coming in. I was like, we're not going on that. It was like we decided to.
No.
As soon
I
as
don't know
we
if you've
got,
done like a day where you kind of go between the parks and you use each transportation. We did that last time, and that was quite cool because you get to do everything. So we got a bus, we jumped on the bus, we did the monorail as well, did the Skyliners. You kind of get a bit of everything, and that was quite nice.
There's a really nice bit of artwork somewhere out there, which actually has a map of every single one of the stops on each different transportation mode as well. It's made to look like it's made to look like London Underground. I'll see if I can
that needs to be on a wall somewhere in my house.
I'll see if I can find it and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, we've got the Orlando, the Walt Disney World map on our wall. It's like all been done with the coordinates and stuff, which is quite nice. So that would be cool. That Sarah would be right up for that.
Cool.
I have to send it to me if you find it. Defo.
What is your favourite table service restaurant?
Ohana.
Is that for breakfast or dinner?
No, dinner. I'll tell you why. I can have a big wave and you look out sitting over the castle. I love the Poly as well. So that's probably it. And that's probably our favourite sit-down restaurant still as well, to be fair. And then if you said to me breakfast, I'd go Topolino's over at the Riviera.
Oh, wow.
Great character breakfast.
Yeah, we enjoy that one every time. It's probably the most... It's like Chef Mickey's, I find, is a bit overrated. We've done that, and it's a bit... I know other people love it, and don't come for me. But that's kind of... I do find the contemporary is a little bit overrated as well for me. The whole contemporary is a little bit like that, whereas I think Topolino's got quite a nice vibe. And then, as you say, characters are good fun as well. And we're just... Yeah, that'd be my go-to on that one.
The Riviera's just got a bit more personality than contemporary.
Contemporary's a bit soulless, a bit... And I haven't really had a wander around like Bay Lake Tower and stuff and been over to that side. And a lot of people have said how like it is nice. And obviously if you stay in those, I've kind of seen those suites they have and stuff that look over the whole park. I'm like, okay, I get it now. But you are right. I think the Contemporary's just got that kind of 70s persona. A bit, yeah. Whereas like the Grand Floridian and the Poly have got a bit more about them, and
it's that smell of the monorail oil, isn't it? That sort of pervades the whole hotel, and you're just like, no matter how anyone tries,
you just get the scent of a monorail in your bedroom.
It's exactly what it is. But that actually fits perfectly with the next question. Now, this is even better because actually this moves this whole subject on.
Segue nicely.
So, tell us a resort that you haven't stayed at, but you want to more than anything else on earth.
Wilderness Lodge.
Oh,
yeah.
Good. choice. Love Wilderness
So,
Lodge.
we've done Animal Kingdom. That was our first ever resort stay. We've done the Grand Floridian for a couple of nights, and then I do want to stay at the Poly, but I just quite like the idea of going to Wilderness Lodge, having that kind of different Disney. It's kind of got that Disney vacation vibe that's slightly different to maybe what you get from the Poly, and you don't get so many people just visiting there because although you might go there if you want to when you're at the park for a little break, I kind of like the vibe of and how Wilderness Lodge is kind of designed and feels and looks.
Yeah.
It's like a Magic Kingdom resort without being so close to Magic Kingdom, where
Yeah, I mean,
everyone's Ollie because you want to stop there for the fireworks at the beach, or there's a Sam's with Wilderness Lodge. It's not many people go to it because it's slightly out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. And where we stayed at French Quarter last time, we was kind of in that area.
Yeah.
I quite like it around there. It's got a different vibe of Disney around there. It's each part of the whole world, as we'll call it, has kind of got its own different, depending where you stay. Because if you're down at the bottom at All Stars or Animal Kingdom, you kind of depends then where you are and what you do and how close you are to stuff. So I find where you stay really dictates what you do in your trip more as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember once we stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and I think we were just waiting forever for a bus to take us to Magic Kingdom, but it's like the furthest park away from Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yeah.
So just like actually staying like somewhere like Coronado Springs could mean that you're actually in the center of like all of the parks.
Yeah.
So it's just something that by staying in different hotels, you realize these different things and how big Walt Disney World actually is.
Well, that was why when we was at French Quarter, we realised, I think it was like the quickest we got there was about 11 minutes from getting on the bus doing its stuff, and then docking back into Magic Kingdom to get off the bus, which is, you wait that time just to get on at the TTC to wait for whatever you decide to do to walk to wherever you need to go, don't you? So it was like, it's a no-brainer. I think we went there like 7 times on that 2-week trip because it was so easy to get where we needed to go.
Yeah. Okay, that sort of does lead into our next question. So, what is your favourite car park?
Last night I read car bunch and nothing else. The boy come here and
They're all just grey. I knew you were going to ask me this, and I was like, the TTC for the memories of walking up. The rest are just they just go on forever, don't they?
Yeah.
Yep.
But TTC, at least you know you've got a ride in the TTC because you have to have your choice every day of where you want to go. When you monorail in, you get a tram first if you park a million miles away because you're late. Yeah. The TTC is the part that's got a ride that you get to choose at the end because you've got options, haven't you? Because you then go, am I going boat? Am I going monorail?
And you always forget at the end of the day where you parked your car, and you think like, where am I going? I think we've done that in so many times.
So do we normally, and you press the car button and you're like, beep, beep, beep. And this is the first time I had a car that didn't do it. And I was like, there was one time we were like marching around. I was like, there's our car. And we had the same car, but the wrong car.
That was brilliant.
So I was like, it was like the row on or something like that. Because the rest of them, always amaze me when you do like the searching of how big their car parks are in comparison to like what we have here. Because when you put it into space, like they're huge. But even when you go to like Magic Kingdom, there's parts around the back that they don't even use, or like, even Animal Kingdom and stuff have got spaces just forever. They could almost have another expansion on the park and just ditch some of the parking because they don't use it.
Yeah, that would be good.
They know they can expand when they want to.
Yeah,
that's probably the plan. Right. So, what do you prefer, Typhoon Lagoon, Blizzard Beach, or Volcano Bay?
We haven't been to any. But I'd probably say Blizzard Beach because I like the vibe of what's there. We're not really water park people, so I have said to Sarah, should we go to one soon? Just because we need to go to one because we've never actually been. We've done everything else. It's like, how can you've gone so many times and never stepped foot in a water park?
We've not done one in years.
We haven't. Yeah. We've never done Volcano Bay.
I'd love to do Volcano Bay just because I think the idea of it, the park and stuff has a really good vibe. Water shoots and stuff, you get the impression I don't like things that drop me down. So water shoots are just as bad. I don't mind a lazy
Summit
river.
Plummet won't do it for you then, that's it.
Nope. anything with drop
Yeah,
shoots
yeah,
and
definitely.
like we went to Discovery. We've been to Discovery Cove and did the lazy river, and I didn't like it when all the fish and the things are flying around you. And
Yeah.
that was enough for me.
I'll tell you what, I'll get you quickly back on dry land. I'll ask Galaxy's Edge or Diagon Alley.
Diagon Alley.
This is good. I'm enjoying this because we've not done this for ages, and actually, it reminds me of what a really good collection of questions because it puts you on the spot. And that one in
Yeah, you got no
particular,
choice.
you do get the. Yeah, I'm very much down the Harry Potter line myself, and it just absolutely incredible that you have to choose between two totally polar opposite kind of things.
Yeah. Galaxy's Edge is amazing visually. Diagon Alley is so immersive you could be in the movie set, and that's what they do so well over at Universal. Their lands and what they do transform you. Like, you know, you throw in that question Isla Burt for anyone that's been to Epic.
Now that's a good extension of that as well. Yeah,
like wow. I mean, I remember that we were like, I think I just spent the first 2 hours going wow, you know, and I think they've done Harry Potter really well there, but they kind of done what they've done with Diagon Alley, and you know, you go over to Hogsmeade as well, and it's the same. Like you're in a movie set again, aren't you? It's that's
Universal
what
on the same level of Harry Potter, where it's
Yeah.
like when you look at the other lands at Epic, you go like, actually, they
match it.
yeah,
They match the Harry Potter.
100%. And that's what I meant. That Disney do stuff well when they take you there, and the Imagineering's amazing. Universal does the whole transfer you to the set of where you could just be in there, and you wouldn't know that you wasn't on a movie set.
Yeah,
I think that's so telling, especially when you go into each of the portals within Epic as well, because from the outside you've basically just got this fascia, and yet
Celestial Park's just so relaxed, isn't it?
And then the minute you walk in through that portal, it changes. It's just absolutely it hits every single one of your senses. You know, it's the whole feeling. Amazing.
Couldn't agree more.
Absolutely amazing.
Because they get you visually. There's that audio. There's that audibleness, isn't there, as well? When you go in, like when you go up into Mario, and you kind of go up the escalator, and then you're just hit by this noise, and there's just everything. And you're like, everybody's everywhere, but then like they've all got their different. And then like obviously Dartmoor was you do get that eeriness, and I can't wait to go and spend a bit more time in there next time, sort of later, because it wasn't kind of working properly. They didn't have all like the, you know, like the blade tower wasn't I can't remember what it's called, but wasn't working, and so kind of we spent less time there but more time in Berks. I know you're right though, it's a visually stunning. Again, I don't know if we'll talk about it as we go through the night, but you know, to be able to walk into a brand new part that's brand new as well has a very memorable feeling, doesn't it? That you don't really forget.
Too right.
It doesn't happen very often. That brand new
not
park.
in you know, months after it opening as well. Or I know people that were lucky enough to go on like previews or opening day, and like they just said it was amazing to be like, they know they're the first person on opening day to be there, but to get in there in the first 6 months was good enough for me.
Yeah, and it not feeling too busy at times. Yes, there are always going to be days where it's busier than others, but you never know what theme park, what day you're going to go in. Sometimes, especially with it being so new, there was not much data behind it. Where at least with Magic Kingdom, there's so many trends over the years of what you could look at. But
we just seem to have the worst luck that every day we go, it's busy anyway. So I just give up now.
Go with the flow.
It's because there's all of us lot that. Just there's too many of us that keep finding that we love it, and then we want to keep going back multiple times a year. So
it was weird being there in August, because the last couple of weeks in August, all I heard everywhere was a British accent. It didn't feel like I was in Florida at all.
When we go to Universal, I notice that more. When we're in Disney, I don't see it quite so much. But definitely, Universal has a very British. There's definitely a very cult following for that's our vacation now, isn't it? You go and do your trip in Universal.
Yeah, very much so.
Although saying that, we stayed in the hotel, and I must have had 9 out of 10 voices was always English or Welsh, so we wasn't far away from the hotel in the lobby getting breakfast.
So, okay, do you prefer an early morning or a late night park visit?
Late night. I do like dawn in the park, but you can't beat every park at night is stunning visually. and that's when you kind of let the crowds die off and you can spend some time in there. Like I remember being like Galaxy's Edge, like you race out of the first Phantasmic, you go into the rides and stuff last, and then you get out and then you can kind of get a quick photo shoot and everyone's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's no crowds. You just get to enjoy this visually stunning Galaxy's Edge and there's no one else there.
Yeah. I love just being in the park so late that security are wandering around, just edging towards the end.
Sweeping you out of the park. Yeah.
Yeah, I always feel sorry for
Free
those photo
still.
passes that we're like calling, going, "Can we have one more photo?" And I'm like, "Yeah, come on." And, you know.
We did that at the
Good fun.
Halloween party the other year, but they weren't taking any more photos. They did offer to take some on our phone for us, though.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You
Yeah.
must have been really
Yeah,
late.
I was
'cause
thinking that.
we was there later than we, it was kind of, you kind of let the crowds die off a bit, and it was. Well, I know some of our friends stayed even later than us, and they were still doing the photos and that, which was quite cool. I think it was like pushing on 1 a.m. and they were still doing
Yeah,
it
it
for
was
them.
like 1:45, I think. Must have something
Yeah.
like
That kind of golden hour at the end where they're like, "Oh, come on in, one more." No, I'm not doing any more now. You're done.
that. Now we did the after hours at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, we've done that before.
Then finished at 1 a.m. I think it was.
Yeah.
During the summer. We didn't leave that park till 2:15.
Oh, really?
We didn't get back on the bus till just after 2:15.
To be fair, we jumped on Rise of the Resistance 5 minutes before it ended.
Yeah.
Oh, so
And
you
then
caught the queue, yeah.
A little bit of a queue.
There was about half an hour queue in there. We got all the way through, but we weren't like the last ride of the night.
Yeah, that's the difference though, isn't it? When you do the after hours events, like I don't know, like for you, but that's a ride heavy night. Whereas when you do the other events like the Christmas or the Halloween ones, they're very much go and be there for the event stuff rather than the rides.
Happening, yeah.
You go and experience all the parades and the shows and all the other bits rather than rides. Whereas an after hours event, you do go and, they're full rides, aren't they? You go and take advantage of low weights and make the most of being able to go on it 3 times in an hour or something.
Every ride in Hollywood Studios done on the after hours night.
Yeah, that's because that's, some of those rides you ain't getting on if you catch it at the right time. But then we've done it before where if you like leave Phantasmic Race over, you can kind of get on it and then be off again. And everyone's like, oh, everyone's gone. Because obviously the ride starts at the queue there.
Yeah.
You kind of get to take advantage of that, but it doesn't really matter so much if you're a bit slow at one point because you're going to get out and be able to enjoy the rest of the night as well, don't you?
Yeah, that's true.
So, would you rather keep the magic or get all the backstage detail?
Keep the magic.
Oh.
Hence why I haven't done Keys to the Kingdom yet. Although I've got a sneaky suspicion on some of it.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love to do Keys to the Kingdom now because with all the changes that happen at Magic Kingdom, where it takes you in the park, you can't get.
No, it's all the tunnels and all the other bits and pieces under there, isn't it? We will do it eventually.
Yeah.
I'll probably nudge Sarah that we do it later this year or something. I keep talking about us doing it.
Yeah, it's one of the best value ones because it's 5 hours long.
I was going to say it's half a day, isn't it, as well? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good day.
I think we paid like $120. I think it was.
Yeah, that's really good value. That for half a day's worth of. And let's face it, you're going to be in the park for the rest of the day anyway, aren't you? So
yeah, for me, one of the best things about it, and irrespective of the bits that I'm not going to spoil it for people who've never done it, but it's the history and actually describing some of the history of the company, and you will never walk up Main Street ever again without noticing all of the windows of Main Street, and then after the tour, you can't remember half of it. So you end up redoing the route of the tour to just make a mental note of it. There was so much information so quickly at you that you're thinking, oh my word, I don't want to forget that. And, it is absolutely fascinating. And it's purely for the history for me was just absolutely superb.
Yeah. Some friends of ours did it last year and they were like, when we were doing stuff, we were talking when they came back, they were like, oh, they were telling me, they do give you some of the stuff away and you're like, yeah, it's such a cool park just for the nostalgia and the history and what they can do with that and go through why and what and how and, all the stuff that you don't see.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it Disney, isn't it? All the magic that's hidden by a green wall that's painted in a special green just so you can't see it. And, all that stuff they do, or the windows are a certain size so that you feel like they're big, all that stuff that he's thought about and they thought about to do it. Yeah, definitely.
No, brilliant. I bet that'll be on the list for your next trip. I can see. I can see.
It'll be on
I
one
can
of the,
see you going on that.
yeah. It's on one of them. I need to do the Animal Kingdom Lodge, the Animal Kingdom one as well when they do the tour of the savannah and that's on the list as well.
I'd fancy that.
Or the
Yeah.
one I'd always like to do the nighttime one as well. To be fair.
Yeah, we did the Wild Africa trek a couple of years ago, where in Animal Kingdom, where you go across the rope bridge and
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
So that's what I'd like to do. But there's the one at night, isn't there, where you go explore? I think it's like an hour or so at night, which looks quite cool. It
Yeah.
sets off from Animal Kingdom Lodge. I think that's always been on the list as well.
Cool.
But it's always booked. Half the problem with these things is stuff like that. You can never get on them.
Yeah.
No matter how much you try to do the right on the right day at the right minute, it's like gone. It's like,
and it's the difficulty is in the UK. Then sometimes it will work. Sometimes you need the VPN to get it to work.
Yeah.
So it's just like, and then by the time
It's the time difference just doesn't line up.
My trick now is I VPN. I change the date and time on my phone. I'll set it to like Atlanta. Do that VPN as well, and then I've found that when you're like booking stuff, it doesn't throw you out or end up linking you back to the .co.uk website. It keeps you on America because the phone actually thinks you're in America as well.
Yeah,
it's all these little tricks, isn't it? You know, it should be dead easy.
I mean, I learned.
If Disney's IT are listening, please fix it. People can book.
I mean, we spend so much money going out there. Make it easier for us to book stuff now. Just give us the access. It doesn't make any sense why you can't book it.
Absolutely.
Give us the access to spend more money.
Yeah, exactly. We only want to spend our money and give it to them.
Yeah.
Take our money and turn it into Disney dollars.
Oh dear. Yeah. I think we could go on a rant of that. Just exactly how much money they take off us. Anyway, I'm going to move us on. Tell us what's your favorite other podcast or vlogger about Disney?
Oh, well, it's the OG, isn't it, for me? Russ has always been the podcaster, but there's so many great ones now.
Yeah.
University Speaking for Universal content, and yourselves kind of crossover paths on both. Got Adam as well and the Disload. I think there's parts and houses. We're very blessed here that we've got a suite of like 5 or 6 that we can sit in a car and drive, and every day I know I've got a different one that's releasing, so I can get in there and jump in each day, and you got something to listen to.
Yeah, strange you should say that. The car is one of the most amazing places to just spend time listening, and like time goes so quickly when you're driving. But when you listen to a podcast, and it just like you become so absorbed in it, and you just suddenly you're like, oh, I'm here. In fact,
I like it when you start.
I'll go and park round the corner.
The one, the ones when you like. I've gone like, so I'll keep, I'll stick to the speed limit here because I know I've got 15 minutes left, and if I drive at the right limit, I'm going to get at the right time. But it is though, because you stack it in. It's like Monday, I'm going to listen to this, like you guys on a Monday, and then I've got like Adams will come out, and his is once a month, and then I've got the Disload coming out, and Parts and Pals are on a Tuesday, and then Rush used to be a Wednesday, and then Thursday Jay's dropping his with the guys, so I'll have like my weekend one on a Friday or a Saturday. So I'm locked in for the week. I just know it's all done.
I love that. Okay, and I think I know the answer to this one, but would you rather stay on site or off site?
On site.
Yeah.
Have you ever stayed off site?
Yes. I won't bring the terrors of when we stayed at the Enclave suites because Sarah gets cancelled again. She starts shouting through the other room with that one. But don't be wrong. Some of the like we've stayed at the Rosen, one of the ones down the bottom of our drive, and it was a lovely hotel, did the job. But I find the time you get by staying on site, that you don't have to fight the I4 or the 192 to keep getting back. You can do that kind of, should we go back to the room for a bit, or should we do this, or do you fancy doing that? You can't do that when you're off site, because you do just spend half an hour in a car basically driving up and down the I4, don't you? And that's why I'd always advocate
especially
now.
leaving Magic Kingdom as well, because it's like, oh, I've got to get back to the TTC, pick up the car, then get there, and then it's not as easy.
No.
But there's definitely, we'd stay off site if there's the reason for us to stay off site.
Yeah.
We've stayed off site a few times before. For us, we've got Disney Vacation Club, so it makes sense for us to use our points, and that's
another one on our list at some point. But don't be wrong, like if I wouldn't stay at the moderate and deluxes all the time, because the DVC stuff with the points works for you, but when you start paying to the pound, or even if you do like the rentals and stuff, it's still like £400, £500, £600 a night sometimes if you look at some of these prices. But if you can get an All Stars or, you know, an Endless Summer or something for reasonable money, maybe like 120 a night or something, I think they pay off.
Yeah.
Just
We once did a sneaky Christmas trip and stayed at All Star Movies, I think it was. Music. Sport. Okay. Yeah.
One of them.
One of them. And it was, the difference was, I was looking like off-site, thinking like, how much is it? And then we even looked up Airbnb. It was coming up for the week about £700, £800. So I just went onto Disney's website and just gone like, okay, what's this week? And it was like £825.
Yeah.
So, for instance, then not having to think about hiring a car, paying for parking. And it's like, actually, we're then on Disney for
a week.
for a week at Christmas. If it got so busy and the parks were busy, we could just get in the bus, dip out. And
I think that's what we've done in May. We've managed to get like, I think like £900 or something for a week in May. You can't go wrong with that to stay. And I love movies as well. I think the theme in there is brilliant. It's got a quintessentially Disney feel there that kind of transforms you. And it's quite easy because you can bounce between the three. So you got the different lobbies. I priced it up because I looked at our friend stayed at I think it's the Hilton or something, the one that's outside Disney Springs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that was free. It's a great hotel because they can like literally walk across to Springs. It was like £300 more for the week. And it was like, yeah, there's no point for that.
no,
I looked at a couple of them as well, and they're all like kind of the same price now. It does feel like, because there's like Disney have obviously at certain points of the year, they've got these like different deals on at the moment. Like the late booker one where they've got like different discounts from like 15 to 25%. If you kind of wanted to split your stay, you could do like Saratoga Springs and All Star Movies or something now if you split between the two for quite a reasonable price to start ticking off some different resorts. I think Old Key West now as well, but obviously they've all got like old non-renovated rooms, haven't they? Which is always a downturn for us. The ones that we look at that haven't been renovated yet, we always kind of just skip past. I think the modernized rooms always feel quite nice, don't they?
Yeah.
They are due an update
in the next couple of years, I think.
Yeah. Because like the French Quarters had theirs, haven't they? So when you stay there now. But saying that, for anyone that's not done either, and I know I'm sure you guys have done most of them, the difference between a value and a moderate really is just kind of location.
Yeah.
A lot of the actual amenities and stuff are very similar to a value, and they shouldn't really be called a value, to be fair. It does them a bit of a disservice.
Yeah, because when you think like Pop Century, you've got the access to the Skyliner, which gets you around to parks a lot quicker. It's really interesting.
Except that of animation.
Yeah, same lot of animation. There are so many
Art of
different
animation is crazy pricing, though, if you look at some of the prices you see sometimes. Yeah.
booking as well. It's never an easy time, and anytime you look on like Disney's website trying to work out like what's the best deal, you go under a week later, it could be completely different.
I think I have seen that though. Like and I think I've heard a few people have said this. You do shorter stays on different dates, and if you play around with the dates, you can really get some good pricing by mix and matching when you stay and where. Because we was gonna do it for the week trip later on this year, but in the end, we was like, actually, I don't know what you guys are like, but we're terrible for saying we're gonna do all this stuff, stay at the resort, and then we end up never being there.
Yep. Yeah.
Like you're out first thing in the morning, or you want to go and be celebration for a chill, or you do all this other stuff, and then actually, like, we never actually planned to say what we were going to do. We said we were going to be by the resort, or we were going to do this or do that, and we never ended up doing any of it. So it was like
the resort. Sometimes you just need a bed to sleep in, and just it's the basics. So sometimes paying more actually for that, you're not gonna use.
So then we said, let's we'll go and do a couple of restaurants on and tick a few more restaurants off instead, and kind of do some other stuff to go and experience some other bits instead.
Right, I'm going to move us on to a rather controversial
I like
question.
controversial, don't worry.
Do you prefer Festival of the Lion King or Finding Nemo the musical?
Festival of the Lion King wins every time.
Yeah.
No
do you know what?
debate.
The years of talking about that, I love both.
Yeah, but I still think it is 50-50 with everyone that comes on.
Yeah. It's like every other one.
I've just got a love for the Lion King. It's like I grew up on that. That was like one of my first.
Yep.
If you ask me what my favourite Disney film was, I'm going to go straight in there and go like Toy Story. Or if they threw a Toy Story show in there, or kind of one of those Disney old, like the originals, but no, Nemo would be down my Nemo. He goes down the list for me.
There you go. We'll set Katie onto you. Don't worry.
Yeah. I mean, gotta get in trouble. I'm always one to throw a
That's it,
controversial
exactly.
opinion, don't worry.
Right, last one on this, and then I think we really need to move on and actually get to know you and just exactly your Disney story. So, what's your favorite time to visit Disney? That's my last question in Carousel.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, good choice.
I love that. So your last trip was around sort of Halloween and Christmas?
We did the golden everything. So we landed the day before Mickey's Halloween, did Mickey's Not So Scary, did a day at Magic Kingdom, so we didn't kind of have anything. And then we hopped over to Universal for Horror Nights, did a few days in the parks, and then we got the opening night of Jollywood, opening night of Mickey's Very Merry, and we watched a filming of the Christmas parade as well.
Okay.
Nice.
That's
So we
like
did the
flipping
whole
everything into
yeah. Yeah.
your holiday
I'd
right
recommend it, but if you want to go for a true Christmas feel, because we did Halloween and Christmas separately the year before last, go when it's about the 14th, 15th of the month if you really wanted just Christmas. I was a bit you can't be disappointed. You've been in the happiest, you're having the most magical place on earth and you're doing all the stuff, and it didn't have the Christmas jingles in the background really until the end. So you kind of had a progressive build up rather than a smack you in the face Disney Christmas have it. But if you want to get the best of both, it's a great time to go.
I remember seeing on Disney socials that it took them a day or two to go from Halloween to Christmas. But normally it was like overnight, 1st of November, it's Christmas everywhere. When last year it was just like, it was like a day or so later. It was like, then it took a few days for the tree to arrive. And then
did you see the reels and stuff for the videos of where they put the tree up?
Absolutely amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
So we were driving, going to Hollywood Studios from Springs one night, and we saw the tree on the back of a lorry going to Hollywood Studios, literally ready to be built up. So you do kind of get that build up that you maybe don't get when you're there once it's all done. But yeah, it was slower this year. It was weird. They kind of waited, didn't they? It was like the Monday. I don't know if it was how it fell as well. Like I haven't looked at what they do in previous, but because it was a Friday night for Halloween last year, so maybe it was because it was over a weekend. They kind of built it in.
Yeah,
because it was like almost. It was the Friday 2 weeks later that they started the Festival of the Holidays when when Disney classed that it's now Christmas and they start putting all the trees in the resorts.
Yeah,
that was like 2 weeks later. So I don't know whether where they planned it, they didn't want to go fully in too early. And but I think they've still got decorations up now in some. They keep it going for a little while, don't they?
I think it's like 1st or 2nd week of January, I think. But I always feel like even when you like decorating your house at home, there's always something left out that's Christmas. You think by the end of January, you realise should have put that away.
Oh no! Sarah's like, once it's time for the decorations to go, she has the house is back exactly how I had it before.
We're the same.
But then she does say we've had the decks up for like 6 weeks, so I can't argue.
It's a difficult one. We always
it's
have
a fine
that
balance
discussion. Do you put it up in like, November? Do you put it up in December? Especially coming back from a Christmas trip in November.
Well, we landed on the Friday morning, and Saturday morning the decorations were up. It was like we've been fully Disney Christmasified now. They're up.
Love it.
No, I love that.
No, I'll tell you what, Nick, that was some of those answers there were absolutely superb. So thank you for doing the Carousel of Questions. You survived it. I'll put it that way. You survived.
I'm out. Yeah. Not too controversial either. I haven't.
Good. I'm going to ask you one question though before we go any further, right? Because this always fascinates me, because once you become embroiled in this kind of Disney bubble, there's like two different sort of strands to it. So there's people who have been going to Disney as kids and they've kind of become grown-ups and they've carried that tradition on.
Yeah.
Or there's people a little bit like me who can come later into the party, and actually it ends up costing you a lot of money because you're the adult and you have to pay for your own way.
Yeah.
So where did your Disney? Tell us where did your Disney journey begin?
So we had a family trip over Christmas, 2011 into 2012. Completely, half of that trip, I just remember being in awe of everything, and I still remember a lot of it. Like, not obviously like we do now, but that was our kind of into the whole Orlando. It was I'm going on the big plane because I've never been I've never done that kind of Atlantic flights. It was all this big. We went on a big family trip as well. Stayed in a villa. Did all the kind of first day at Universal, first day at Magic Kingdom, and that's how it happened. And then everything was wow. And I still look at the old photos that are terrible, by the way. I don't know if you got anything from like that kind of early camera phones.
Yes, we've
I
got
almost
something.
post a couple on Instagram just to show like this is a memory, but you can't see anything of it because it's so terrible. Like the photo's awful. But yeah, that was the kind of everything. I remember getting outside and had the orange taxis and the carpet and just those memories of why we love going. And then the first time you go into resort, because we went to the Contemporary to go to Chef Mickey's for breakfast, and obviously it was in a big family trip as well. So everything was kind of, you didn't get to do everything, and you never do on a first trip. So anyone that says they've tried to, you'll fail. Just go and enjoy being in the moment. And if you're listening to this because you've never been and you're planning, go and do that kind of, I'm just going to go and be there for being their sake and enjoy what you can and get the most out of it. But that was the first, and I was kind of thinking about this because I know you guys are going to ask. I was on the way home and I was like, I know you're going to ask, what was your first trip and how did it happen? And we're all, I don't know, you all the same like as me. Like you think of that first trip and you just have in awe of the memory of what you did.
Yeah.
Because that was like, the Universal side was early Hogsmeade. So there was, you still had that kind of Dueling Dragon kind of rides. And we were there, we were there and we like the last ride on Jaws because we were in like the park. It closed on like the 4th of January or something. I looked at the stats and we were there on like the 2 dates before that where we'd been on it. So you kind of don't realize that you have that nostalgia. You were one of the last people that we did it. And
it's little things
so
like
you
that,
kind of
though.
got those...
And actually, when you come home, it takes you a while to decompress. But then I think you go and seek out that same feeling. And it, I think for me, it was always, I think we said this a few times on the podcast. It doesn't matter where else you kind of go in the world. You don't get that, that wow factor. And it doesn't, bit when you go for the first time and that whole, it doesn't matter whether it's Disney or Universal, doesn't matter what park it is. You can't actually believe that you're actually there. But that doesn't.
No, I'm like that every time I get
and
there.
it doesn't change.
That feeling don't change.
And I generally have this thing, if we've got a trip planned in the summer, I'll get to about February, March time, and there'll be some part of my brain that, what happens if I don't like it anymore? And actually,
never happened.
When you turn up and you're just like, oh my word, this is just like, even my family take the mickey out of me basically on the fact that I turn up in Orlando. I can be up at 5 o'clock in the morning every day for the whole trip. Take me back home. Yeah. I hate getting out of bed in the morning. I hate going to work. But for all the time I'm in Orlando, I am the most positive, upbeat, and like, let's go and attack the day kind of person.
Yeah.
And it just has that. It just has that instant impact on you. It's bizarre.
Do you know, like, where you get like possessed? Like, I think we've got Stranger Things, like where he gets taken over. It's like Orlando. You get there, but then like the second time we went was just me and Sarah. It wasn't in the big like family trip. And like the first day, we literally did nothing. We were just like in this awe of being back. We kind of sat in Universal out the kind of City Walk Lake bit that day, and we just sat on. There was like an hour. We just sat on a bench in the sunlight, taking it all in before we even did anything. So it does really grab you.
Yeah, it doesn't leave you. It doesn't ever leave you.
We went for a honeymoon, was our first trip.
Yeah.
And it was like we had all the tickets for everything. We didn't end up doing everything because you can do everything in a trip. But we then just looked back the following year and just like, oh, we're back. And it was just, what did we not do? What did we want to do? And it was just incredible.
Redo.
Yeah. And just landing in Orlando, getting the smell as you just like get out of, you see the carpet, you get the Florida smell, you get to your hotel, you then like, I'm going to Magic Kingdom. You then take that first step and just go like, oh, This is
Yeah.
familiar.
And that first morning when you get there and you're up stupidly early and just being able to go outside the hotel room and get that sense of peace.
Yep.
Yeah. See,
We
we're
walked
quite
it.
the opposite. I'm one of those, like, Sarah will be up quite early, and I get like this whole, like, I almost slip into American time straight away. So I don't get this early morning vibe, but I get the whole, like, horrible blues when I get home of the jet lag. So I don't get that early morning part in when I'm in Orlando, but I'm a nightmare when I'm home.
Yeah.
But do you know, like, when we all do that, you don't say bye to a park. You just say, I'll see you soon. Because each time you leave one, you do the first step in, and then you leave that, it doesn't matter if you go in there for one day or a couple of days. You leave at the end, you look back and you go, see you soon. Because
Yeah.
you'll be back in a certain amount of time. It's never really a true goodbye. It's
Yeah.
it'll just be it'll just be like the pause until I get to step in and do this whole thing again.
Sometimes it's
Yeah.
a bit longer. Sometimes it takes a couple of years. Sometimes, like when we all had to experience COVID, and that first time going back after the pandemic, and it was very different for all of us to step back into the park. I know a lot of tears were shed down Main Street on
I think it
that
was a
trip.
relief, wasn't it? Like, I don't know about you guys. How many times did you, like, move the trip to the point where you went, we're going to cancel it now?
7
And
times.
then, yeah. And then we just waited till, like, the February and was like, right, we're going. It was like they're opening the border in, like, November. Let's just wait until it settles. Cause I couldn't do, whoever went in, like, I know some people went in, like, the November and, like, December.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were booked for October, our half term, and it
You
was,
just moved it then?
and so we were able to move back like a week or 2
Moved
weeks.
it a week. We were on one of the first flights out to JFK.
Yeah.
Do you
And then
know like, the whole mask thing on the plane? Like, I struggled with that because, like, the whole having a mask on all day, like, just really, like, I find that hard having that kind of restriction. But
Yeah.
anyone that did a whole 9 out, like, we went, and I think it was like the week before he'd announced you didn't need to wear a mask on the plane anymore. So it's like,
Oh, good.
yeah, it's like the holiday's kind of the holiday
Like,
again.
on the plane, they kept giving us food. So
Well,
every time they kept giving you
You
food,
don't need it
it
on
was
anyway.
passed down so you
I'm
could eat.
always, I don't know about
And
you guys, but who doesn't snack on a plane the whole time? You've got, like, you're grazing on something, or you're going to the wall and grabbing something else, or you're having a drink, or you're having a little nibble on the food that you took from the airport because you're like, oh, what if I don't like what's on the plane? So I'll take the snack
Yeah.
as well. And then it's afternoon tea, or depending how you fly, you might be going, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have a little nice something here, and you have, like, your little sandwich or something they come out and make you, depending in what way you're flying on the flight, and you just eat the whole time.
I was lucky mask wise because I had to wear one for work, so I was used to wearing them for 8 hours a day.
yeah.
Oh, fair. So you kind of, like, bought
Yeah.
into that whole,
Per hour.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got
And
class in that kind of vulnerable with my diabetes, and said, like, put your mask on. I was like, I hate it. Do I have to wear it?
it was really weird though, just being there and just that first few sort of days back, and just I think we just
Odd.
yeah, it was. I remember we had an interview with Disney Parks UK because it was
Okay.
like the day we were out there, and it was just
Yeah.
surreal. We were just walking down Main Street, and
Amazing.
like we're home, we're back
Yeah.
where we've been wanting to be for
Well,
like
that was
18.
when you still had to do the test the day before.
Yeah.
And we had
Yeah.
such an amazing trip because, like, we booked everything. We were, we had all our stuff booked. We were going to the first Grand Prix in Miami as well because I love Formula
God.
One. So we were driving down there for the first trip and that. And you had this anticipation of, well, what if one of us doesn't pass the test?
Yep. So glad we don't
You
have
had
to
this
do
whole,
Yeah.
you've got this whole planned trip. You're like going here, then we got 3 days there, and then we're driving down to Miami, and we got the hotel booked, and we're going to the Grand Prix for 3 days. And what if that doesn't all happen? It obviously did, and
Yeah.
the worst case didn't happen. But we had
There's something that sticks in the back of your mind when it's like
yeah,
this one test could
we had
cancel all of that. And I
yeah,
remember, I think our flight was on the Monday, so but you had to do it within 72 hours. So it's like I was doing the test on like Friday, like just doing it at work. Did
yeah.
let's do it over a video call so they could see you take the test and all of that. And it was really really weird, but it was like that text message that we both got, just going like, yeah, we're fine, we can fly. It was just a relief.
I just did the whole, right, I'm not talking to anyone. I'm basically like, I'm a recluse. I'm in the back office at work. Don't come near me. Stay there.
Yeah.
Don't come near me. But
I feel like we should do that going in every trip forward, because I don't ever want to get cold to go on holiday.
But you know, like every trip has a memory, and every trip has like you will never forget you'll never forget your pre-COVID trip because it was different. You never forget your post-COVID trip. And doesn't matter whether you've been 1 time, 6 times, 7 times, 20 times. If someone said to you, recite me every trip, you'd go, this is the highlight of that trip. This is the memory of that trip. I did this on that trip.
Yeah.
You know, and whether the memory ends up being a 10-minute conversation about how you did this party, that event, that first event, that day epic it might be a bit longer sometimes than others, and other times is a bit shorter, but damn, every holiday's great.
Yeah.
That's a great way of thinking about it. Yeah.
You were saying what time of year you went.
And do you know what? The best thing I've done was getting involved with the group of people and community and what I've done here, because every day you're not there, we talk about it. You share something that someone else likes, or they share something. We make a video, a reel, we edit vlogs, because you then start buying into that whole thing of, let me share my holiday with everyone. Or when we were there this time, we met up with people. So I was already planned to meet Lee from A Brick Travels out there because he was there. We were going to do horror nights for a bit, and we met up at Magic Kingdom and watched Starlight and stuff. And then we met Bradley and Stacey, that was some friends of ours that were out there as well. And they're obviously in the community. They vlog, you know, Stacey vlogs as well at Dreaming with Stace. And there were some other people we met out there. That is what's opened up now to being, we've had this, like, we've got a great group of people that we're with now, and we're talking about, like, when can we all get out there at the same time? And it's amazing. Like, there's other people. There's probably 20, 30, 40, 50 people now, Rod, that we're just like, every day you're like talking, or it's just amazing. And the community part of the trips is
see so many different things. We're all shared, because obviously Disney drops news, Universal talks about stuff, and it's like everyone's posting lots of different things. Everyone's got different. Universal today shared all like their different events they're doing throughout the year. So like Halloween Horror Nights, dates, that, and all.
I love it. Like, you know, River
everyone's
Adventure closed the other day, didn't it? And so I'd already knew it was closing on that date. So I'd made a little video for my little memory of it, and other people sharing their bits. And that's what we get to do, don't we?
Yeah.
It's amazing. It really
becomes
is.
about the people more than the holiday. And then we've all got this common interest, and we can come and talk about it here, and you become friends. And that's the bit that probably is the people bit that you get to live on through it and have. And then you've got other things that you'll like, and different things and bits and pieces that you all get on with, and you're like
Formula One, so that's me.
And there you go. Like, I didn't realize how many people, I mean, I don't talk about football now because that's just gone to a complete shower of rubbish, but you know, the whole Formula One thing becomes, because Formula One's so technical, it's got this different side of why we love, but obviously the parks are technical, and that's why we love some of the rides. And then we go into Formula One, and that's got its whole, I mean, that's the whole thing to talk about on itself. You don't even like start that, don't rip that plaster off, because we'll be here for about 9 hours.
I actually think for the start of the new season, we should get a few people together, Ben, and we do an F1 show and get Carlos.
You should
get Carlos on board and things like that. It'd be quite it could be quite the show, because actually
throw me there.
That's what I'm thinking, Nick. We definitely could do that and just share that whole. Again, it's like a passion, isn't it? It's exactly the same as the Disney and the Universal bit. You have this passion for it, and actually, as a sport, you know, it's quite a bizarre sport, because basically it's just like watching one or two guys going around the track, and maybe one of them will win this week, and the other one will win the week after. But it's fascinating. There's
But you know what? I mean, when Lewis Hamilton started winning, like, even I've watched it I remember like watching Damon Hill like winning the title in Japan. Yes, I'm that old, and you know, like waking up early, and like I didn't quite get to catch the end of the Senna era, but ever since that kind of Hill part going into like the early 2000s with Schumacher, I've been there. But it's so nice now seeing how many people, it doesn't matter that they're new and they've only been watching it a couple of years, that because of the whole Drive to Survive thing on Netflix. I love that, because it means there's a whole new group of people that are loving that kind of, they love Formula One for that part of it as well. mean, they're probably not like me watching every practice.
I'll show my age now, and the fact that I always used to watch Murray. It was Murray Walker and James Hunt that did commentary.
I love those old clips of Murray Walker.
They
and
were
James
just amazing.
Hunt. They're brilliant.
But that was my formative F1 sort of introduction. And looking back, you look back and you just think, yeah, I was fortunate. I did have a little bit of a dip, and I kind of lost a bit of interest.
Yeah, I think everyone has with Formula One.
I've gone back to it, and
if you love Formula One, jump into the Ted Kravitz audiobook. Really good.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Some of the stories he tells of, especially if you like followed it for longer, like I have. Some of the stuff he delves into in the mid-90s when he joins, really good listen if you want to.
And
do
he's a
something
good
bit different.
storyteller, as Ted Kravitz as well. So
he is indeed, and he tells some stories behind the scenes of when he was working with Murray Walker and stuff. Cool. So really good if you love that.
For anyone listening and watching, don't forget, if you watch it on YouTube, I'll put a picture of when we met Ted Kravitz when we went to the F1 show.
Oh, you met him? Amazing.
So we met.
I think that.
Yeah, that was quite a few years ago.
Well, I've got a video of the Miami Grand Prix when Lewis Hamilton was going around in the car, and he points out at me in the crowd because I had his flag and stuff. So that's my claim to fame with Formula One. I get a point like that from him when he's on his car going through. So that's my claim.
Quality.
And I spent the whole night I spent the whole day fighting why Max Verstappen shouldn't have won the title the year before.
Yeah,
definitely do an F1 meets the Mickey Waffle.
One race in with it because Miami's not that far from Orlando.
I keep telling you, when we go to Japan, we'll time it so that we can get the.
Technically, I said this to Sarah. We land the day before the Miami Grand Prix this year, but I can't quite convince her to put tickets for the next day.
I'm twisted.
Oh, you got to get up early.
Yeah.
Drive down to Miami.
It's one straight out. It's for anyone that wants to do it. 3 hours in a car. There's a hotel just outside you can park at, and then you can just you can't walk across because you get told off, but you can 20-minute walk, and then you're in the track, and you come back in. Really good. There's some other parking as well, to be fair.
Yeah. I feel like we are going in May 2027.
Yeah, if
there you go.
In May.
We started something now, Nick.
I will enjoy it.
Always go. Miami Grand Prix is always first weekend because last weekend's always going to be Memorial Weekend, and they have Indy 500.
There you go.
And we are going to be there first weekend of May.
Yeah, because it always clashes with Monaco.
My biggest gutting thing we never did was the second time we went. We was there over NFL, so we had that, and then Daytona 500 was on. So we had Super Bowl and Daytona 500 while we were there.
Wow.
And we got involved with the Super Bowl because it was on while we were there because we watched it. But I didn't clock that the Daytona 500 was on, and we could have driven over there. If you know that whole thing of what I don't know, then I wish I knew because I would have done it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's reason to do another February trip. Have a bit of.
This is the thing. We've been to Walt Disney World so many times, and everyone says, "Why don't you go to other parks?" But then also, there are so many different things that happen in that area every month of the year. It's like you've got Festival of Arts later this month. There's so many different. You've got Food and Wine, Flower and Garden. There's so many different things, and that's just Epcot on its own. When you look at Christmas, Halloween.
So, talking of Epcot, has everybody done every festival?
Yes.
Have you done all of them?
No.
Yes, we've done Festival of the Arts, Flower and Garden, Food and Wine.
So what's because we've done all of them. We've ticked them all off now because we've done all of them. So what's your favourite?
Festival of the Arts.
Festival of the Arts.
Sorry, I'm now quizzing the host now. Sorry,
that's always a good sign.
2019.
So Festival of the Arts is the favourite. Food and Wine is the one that we've done the most.
Yeah, I'm going to say we've done Food and Wine the most now, but I was going to say Festival of the Holidays is probably my favourite.
I enjoy Festival of the
That was
Holidays.
good. Wait, the only downside to it, not all the stuff. We were there we flew out on Christmas Eve, so we're there from
okay. Close in the end.
It started.
And a few things had changed, but it was cold the first 2 days we were there. It was like 1-2 degrees. So
what is it? Can we just throw it out there for anyone that's been in December? What is it about the climate from anywhere around the middle of November? Because we had the cold snap last year. We were there in like 3-layered jumpers. Like Sarah Sarah comes out like, "Don't shout at me. I've just spent like $80 on a blanket so we could watch Fantasmic because it was freezing."
That's just a way of checking whether or not you've actually packed correctly. That's always my thing.
I know.
It's a fact. It's basically you need at least a big coat, long trousers. We got caught on this a while back and ended up spending a fortune on winter clothes.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's the most ridiculous thing where you go and you're buying hoodies and you're buying this and you think, I've got all this at home. I should have brought more.
I've just had to buy it again.
It's not.
I've got a hoodie like that because I've got that and a Spirit jersey because it was cold one day as well. I can't wait to go in May for just be moaning about it's hot again.
Yeah. It was cold in May.
Yeah.
So it's really weird. You're not sure what to prepare for. Because I remember you wrote your packing list for that trip and it was like shorts, t-shirt. Because the few days leading up to it, it looked like 25 degrees. So it's like, this is going to be great. 2 days before the flight, I looked and it was like cold weather warning. I was like, oh, that's not going to happen.
And then it did.
And then
don't
it
curse
did.
it, Ben. You might you're going, you're going soon. That might be, another warning.
You're gonna get Florida Jan 20 mid 20s. You're gonna be good.
Yeah.
And do you know what? If it is cold, you're still there anyway. So it's just like
exactly.
Whatever. We either moan we're cold there, or we moan we're
British
super
thing.
hot.
Yeah.
We just like to moan about the weather.
Yeah.
I've decided that whatever the weather is, we're going to just find time to go to the Helios Bar.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let us know how it is. I'm looking forward to hear what you say about that because I want to go there. That's that Helios Hotel. We didn't actually go inside last time, but next time I'll try and have a sneak around there or book something. But visually,
it looks amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. It gives you that Grand Floridian vibe of special, like, from like a focal view, like when you're kind of in Celestial Park and you kind of look back through the portals and stuff, and just amazing. It just has a presence, doesn't it, of how it fits. Whereas when you're at the other Universal parks, the hotels kind of get a bit lost. You don't really see them, or they're a bit lost in the background. Whereas that is very much, that's our signature now, isn't it?
And it's like front and center, isn't it? It's just like,
you can't miss it.
And anyone who ever goes into Epic, if you're not staying at the hotel, I bet at one point during the day you'll get your phone out to try and find out how much it costs for a night stay, at least in that place, because it just takes your breath away. Just how
$742 that night was
stunning, though. Absolutely stunning.
Over there, and I'm thinking like, well, we paid for parking. Do I want that? We could do it. Like, no.
It's when you start talking about should I annual pass just to not pay for parking, and then I can use that money to go towards a hotel instead as well. They know how to make us spend money.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Epic is going to be like this year. Now the 14-day tickets, people can go in multiple days. I'm not having to cram everything that I want to do in one day. So we could do, if we wanted to, just 7 full days of Epic and just go in and out.
It's hard though, isn't it, now? Because if you're going to go on a 14-day trip, like, can you buy both tickets and do it all? It's very much, you'd have to be in a park every day now to
justify the
really
cost.
You'd have to have so me and Sarah said it's like, it's almost impossible now. Do we focus on like Disney this year, and then we'll do a day at Epic, and then I'll try and persuade her to do a day elsewhere. She's not listening to me now, so I can get away with saying it. But do you get like a single day at Epic and because then there's your 2 days, depending how many days you want to do at Epic and what you want to do, isn't it? It's very much, or you go the other way and do I Universal it because it's a bit more cost effective and have a day here and there at Disney by the single tickets, isn't it? You can't do, I think 14 days now is a bit of a dream. Like, no one even talks about SeaWorld anymore for obvious reasons, but you just think like,
I remember like first tickets we got, it was like you had SeaWorld, Aquatica.
We did. When we went in 2019, we had a 14-day ticket that included, and when we went in 2011 as well, those first 2 times we had 14-day Disney, 14-day Universal, 14-day SeaWorld, including Busch Gardens and Aquatica, and in 2019 we did Discovery Cove as well.
Yeah.
We've still never done Busch Gardens.
Or Discovery Cove.
And we haven't been back to SeaWorld since 2013.
No, we haven't been back to SeaWorld since pre-COVID.
Yeah.
But I did like Busch Gardens. I don't think some of the rides would suit me now, but I did enjoy Secret.
Yeah.
That was that was the
Rise is
biggest coaster
superb.
I'd done at the time.
The one thing I would say to anybody, and if you listen to this and you've not booked your tickets for this year, I actually think we're actually onto something here. And I think for the first time, probably ever, I think Universal have actually now split the actual ability of what people would like to do on holiday. And now, because of the opening of Epic, that 14 days Universal ticket, I think for some people that would be their whole holiday, and you wouldn't even have to think about the Disney ticket. And that really, this has taken years in the offing, but it shows you the power of what Universal have actually created further up the I-4.
I think if you haven't been, yeah, you're right. If you wanted to do like 2 or 3 days at Epic, you might find buying that ticket there and then doing. But then, like, I know they've all got deals on at the moment. Like Disney are doing some really good 14-day. If you book like before the end of March or something, I've seen you can get
25% off, which is unheard of.
Well, they're just trying to grab the people, aren't they? Because they know the 14-day ticket's got Epic. But then if you're going more than once, that's where the argument comes about. Then you get a bit torn of what you do. I think it's because we're in that boat at the moment. It's do we AP somewhere, and it gets tough, doesn't it? Because what do you do to get the maximum for the money and get your bang for your buck? And but then also, it's just about what you want to do most. Do you want to go and spend a few days here or there? And I think Epic will be lovely this year as well because it will have grown a bit. The trees would have grown in, and it's had that time now to have those hiccups. No pun there would be right, but like it's had that moment to like have that kind of allowance for it to kind of fall in, to have those little bits and pieces that are just going to happen in a new park where things are going to go down or break. And now it should kind of get a bit more, but they really upped the level of service they give there. Like even the restaurant we ate at blew away anything we've had at Universal before, and the people. Like Sarah struggles with Universal now because she does find the cast members at Disney are so flip side difference what you get when you go to studios or IOA. But when you go to Epic, the cast, the staff there and the workers, some of them you'd almost be in a Disney park for the level of interaction you get.
Some Disney cast members and gone, you're Epic.
Can we pay them more money and steal them? Because the level of interaction and what you did, like we did the whole Toothless meet, and that was incredible. Like even the cast members were great and stuff like that. And I just don't think you get that anymore. They are going to have to fix that over there. But I still love Universal Studios. That's probably if you said to me what's your favorite park for nostalgia, I'd still say Studios out of all the others.
The good thing I think about Epic now, I think Universal is in that good place where now they've got this brand new park they can expand on, which they've already announced that they're going to expand the Potter area. But now
that's come with a second ride already, isn't it?
They can spend the time now in studios and Islands of Adventure to doing what they need to spend all the time in they're closing Jurassic Park Adventure for near enough a year and spending 14.8 million by doing it.
Fingers crossed it stays Jurassic Park. I don't know about you guys.
I'm not like it have got in Hollywood.
I know everyone keeps saying Jurassic World, and I'm like, no, let's keep the nostalgia and keep it park. Yeah, get all new like animatronics, and let's keep the music and keep it all as it was.
Yeah,
let the T-Rex be in control.
It's a lot of money to spend. So
15 million on a ride, isn't it? It's like, I mean, obviously not comparison to like what they spend making Guardians and that, but obviously the ride's there, isn't it? So it's just, but how much of that money is going to fix 25, 30-year-old computer systems and stuff that probably are on there? You'd probably be surprised actually where that money goes.
How much stuff has to be replaced, and it's not just
a paint job.
It's not just a new T-Rex going at the top when you drop, is it? There's a few new computers going in there as well.
I think so.
Water and stuff that's gone into places over that period of time. But one thing I wanted to ask is, you started vlogging your last trip.
Yes.
How have you found that? And what made you start vlogging?
So the vlogging, so I'd always had the intention of I kind of got into the group of like the Instagram, kind of just being involved in that group and community and just kind of sharing our photos and our memories. And I kind of got into a bit of video making and doing that. And then I spoke to some friends who'd obviously all been vlogging, and they were like, "No, come on, we want to see you doing it." And I kind of laughed it off.
Yeah.
And then I kind of said to Sarah, I was like, "It'll be quite cool to watch our holiday back." And I can't explain how good it's been watching the holiday back. Uh, we'll get on to the bit about editing, which is a complete other story. But the actually being able to watch your days back and relive them and just share it with the people like your family and your friends. And like, I've got so many people I know now and friends that we've got on here that are like watching it. Or I had my first message the other day where someone tagged me in one of these, like who you'd like to spend time in the parks with. And it was from
Wow.
someone that I've never spoke to before who watched our vlogs and was like, we'd love to spend, there are a couple as well. And we're like, we'd love to spend some time in the park with you. Like, we think we'd really get on well. I was like, oh, that's cool. Because now you kind of like, we're sharing our memories and our trip, because everybody does it different. I mean, now watch ours and it's just us rambling on for hours, or me eating pretty much and moaning how I'm hot, I'm cold,
Yeah.
or I've eaten too much food, or I'm time for
But
it's if you vlog because you just want people to watch, or you think you're going to get famous, it's not the reason to do it. It's share it because we want to watch our own holidays back. And I'd recommend it to anyone it's a lot. You need to be prepared to be like having the camera out a lot more, but after a couple of days you do get used to it. But if you kind of are in that, I don't know if even you guys have ever done you go on holiday and you do your old kind of, and you'd have the old big camcorder out like my uncle used to when we'd go on holiday. And I think Sarah said the same. She was like, it's kind of reminded her of when her dad was filming when they went on holiday. So I think they went to Disneyland Paris when she was younger, and I think he might have filmed a bit, and that's kind of what it made her feel like. So highly recommend to anyone you do have to be brave to do it, but in the right way. Like it's daunting just because you need to pick up. Like I just did it on a phone. I didn't do the whole camera investment for the first time. But I'd recommend it to anyone. I think it's one of those things where there's so many people that will help. If you message someone and say, "Oh, could you give me some tips?" or "What did you use?" There's so many people that have helped me we wouldn't be where we are doing what we did if I didn't have those, little tips. And God, editing people, be warned, don't delete the file. But it's like us. I was like, there's been days where I'm like, oh, we didn't film a lot. And I'm like, oh my God, how have we got 2 hours worth of footage? What am I going to do? And you look at it all and you're like, well, I can cut all that out, but actually they're the parts of the trip that I've really enjoyed watching back for me. So I'm going to keep it a long vlog, because every week we've watched back the day ourselves, because you obviously need to proof watch it to make sure I haven't done something stupid or said one of us has said something like, oh, I shouldn't put that in a vlog. But so actually every week we've had our own vlog watch, if that makes sense. And that's why I'd probably not stop doing it now.
Yeah, I love that. It's one of those. It's just a different way of capturing those memories that you've had. Because when you actually look back all the trips we've been, it's like, what if we had all the videos from like our first ever trip? Because I don't think we did any sort of filming of most stuff.
We've got lots of photos, and I think we're only in 2 of them.
What from our first ever trip?
Well, I worked out I think we had 874. Obviously, some of the photos of like they've done multiples, but like we nearly broke like 1,000 photos where they'd taken photos from PhotoPass. I downloaded them all. But the difference with a vlog is I've got a photo of us going into Epic for the first time, and I've got the selfies and I've got the photos. I've also got it on camera of me like talking about it and us going like the reaction, and that's what you capture that you don't get necessarily when you just have a photo. But like I said to a couple of people who've been like, oh, why did you do it and how did you try it? And I was like, just film. If you really want to try it, just film some short clips of like different bits of your day, pull it into a short mini vlog. And if you like doing that, then it might be for you if you wanted to. But even then, just doing that, I've got clips of our previous holiday where I've managed to get like little snippets of our day that we could watch back.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I'd highly recommend it. It's a lot, and it's like you need to do it for the right reasons because you want to do it, and you don't put any pressure on yourself to do it either. If you feel like you need to put the camera down or you're not in the moment, just stop.
It's the same thing we did with the podcast. How many times that when we started, it's like, oh, let's see how this goes, and then I didn't realize how much editing was involved, especially in those early days with technology not as good as it is now.
Well, it's not even that. It's just the whole like you need to the things you have to do in the editing to make it, because you still want it to look nice, don't you? You don't want to leave this just like unedited thing that just goes out there. You want to make sure it looks presentable, because we all just want to make things look aesthetically pleasing, and then you do that and you're like, okay, this might be a bit longer than what I thought it was going to be. I've ended up watching the same clip back 10 times of me eating something.
But I like that
but
because that actually that sets apart vlogs that are really poorly done, and you sit and you're watching them and you're actually ripping them because actually someone couldn't be bothered to spend the time. And you're just like, oh my word, it's just like, how on earth have they left that in against ones that are actually really good to watch? And actually, as you're watching them, you're thinking, yeah, someone's actually made the effort here, and someone's actually gone that extra bit to make sure that what we're actually watching makes sense, and actually is presenting a narrative that shows that they're actually proud of their actual holiday and of actually their whole experience. And I think there's two sides to it, and thankfully, Nick, what I would say is when I watch your stuff, you can actually tell that you care, and I find that a massive part about this, because there's people who just they'll put umpteen things on YouTube, and it might as well just be like it's like a holiday video that you just nobody would watch because it's rubbish, and then and then you then click on the other stuff and you're like, yep, this is why we use YouTube, and this is why we want to watch.
But it's like, I treat it as like, we really like those kind of personal vlogs that are like, you buy into the people. So we watch a lot of vlogs as well of other people, and the ones where I've messaged and spoke to, and I've been lucky enough probably to get into the circle more out of nowhere really. But they're kind of like home style videos where they're filming their holiday, and then as they get more comfortable, they just become like this entertainment thing of they're sharing their holiday, but they're involving you in with it. And then it just becomes this whole, you're just watching their holiday back every day, aren't you? And they're sharing it, but equally they're just filming themselves being themselves, and there's no facade or no fakeness there. It's just those moments and things are just genuine, and that's the best vlogs for me.
Totally agree with
you. Are we going to vlog our trip in January?
Don't know.
I haven't thought about it yet.
I think that's a good question, though. But for you, Nick, do you find it takes away from your enjoyment of the holiday if you're actually filming, or is it very much the kind of thing that I want this as a record, and I want this to sort of tell the story of our trip? I think that for me that must be the hardest thing, because I know Ben and Becca have done quite a lot of this previously, and I think you get to the stage where are we just repeating what we've done previously, or is this actually going to be something that other people are actually going to watch? And I don't know, because I've only ever videoed myself walking back into Magic Kingdom after I'd not been there for 5 years. And that's been it. And I tend not to. I tend to write my own reaction because I can actually put it into words, and I can't actually do the videoing bit, and I can't. As for editing, that's just like I'm not even going to go there.
I'm not going to lie on that one. That's the editing's a lot. But so I spoke to Sarah and said, look, would you want to do it? It always was on her. If she said no, we weren't going to do it. There's no way I'd film our holiday without her involved, so that we weren't on a holiday. I couldn't be filming myself talking about stuff and she was over the other side. It would ruin my enjoyment, and there's no point us being there doing that. And she and thankfully, I think she actually will, she said it on another one, and we spoke about it. She really enjoyed doing it in the end. And don't get me wrong, if we went on a holiday, I'm not saying we'll vlog every trip and every moment. It's not but I would continue to do it for the reasons that we've done it of. And I would, like we're going to go in May, and 100% that will be another travel series that we'll do. And I have no doubt we'll just get more confident in sharing other stuff. I'd like to make them more, for me, I looked at the first, I was like, could I just help some people if they picked it up for the first time? Could I make them a bit more factual rather than me just rambling on because I've just realised there's a camera and I forgot that. That's the problem. For parts of it, like I've watched this one back, and the Epcot one is stupidly long, and I apologise to anyone that sits through the hour and 56 minutes that I've managed to film. But like, that day we did 7 rides. We did our first time on Test Track 3 that I captured. We did Guardians, which is always my reaction, is just the funniest. We did every ride. we did Food and Wine Festival, we did Space 220 in a day. So when you think like how much you managed to do and just walking around it, it's like, and when I watched it back, it just made me smile the whole time I was watching it.
Yeah,
and that's on your YouTube channel. That's Happily Ever Carter, isn't it? So
that's it, yeah. So that one comes out. That'll already be out by now.
So if anyone's listening to this and you want to try and find out where Nick is on YouTube, it's Happily Ever Carter. And I have just tried it because actually, if you put it in as a search, it comes up first, so it's even better. And then you just click on the bit to.
We must be winning the algorithm.
It's all right. It's fine. I've now subscribed to you as well, which is even better. So
amazing. Thank you very much. It still amazes me. I mean, as I said, it's all just about us watching our trip back. And I do like to think I'm at the stage of this now where if someone messaged me and said, would you help me? Or, you know, I don't understand this, or could you help with anything? I'd always share tips and tricks with anybody. So if we've learned so much through talking to other people and watching, I'll always share that information back with the next person, because that's how everybody improves their holidays as well.
Yeah. And there's so many things. Everyone does a trip to Orlando differently. Like we said, some people go to Disney all the time, some people do Universal all the time. Well, I think we said our next Universal trip might not be for a few years because there's so much other stuff we're doing, because we've got Disney Cruise later this year. We're going to do Disney next year. It's like, so Universal might not be for about 2 or 3 years. So it is what I like about everyone doing things differently is that you'll find everyone's vlogs and everyone's tips are different. Everyone learns different things because some people have the dining plan, some people eat just off site, some people just eat on site. Yeah, people that have got DVC, and there's so many different aspects to make your holiday yours. And it's just, the community's been amazing in sharing so much that makes our holidays better.
And we all get to come home at night if you've had a bad day, or just in general, if you just sit on the sofa, you go, what do I want to watch? You can put the TV on, you can transport yourself just there and just enjoy what you're watching on TV. Because there's no facade, as I said before, it's no facade. It's just the best vlogs are the ones where it's just people being genuinely just filming their trip and just sharing that magic with everybody else.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
That's brilliant. I love that. So Nick,
and anybody that watched me and Sarah waffle on for hours, I love you all. So thank you.
That's the nice part of it.
We say that just like we've been doing this be 7 years in.
God, what would
It'll be 7 years in April. Wow. And we've been doing the Great British Mickey Waffle. So people that have stuck with us since the very beginning, or people who've only just this is their first show, thank you for giving us the time and just to listen on the podcast or to watch us on YouTube.
It does. When you know if someone's watched or listened to something you've done, it always does humble you, because you're like, someone's actually taking the time to watch or listen. Or so no, it's always a thank you moment, isn't it? An appreciation for those things.
Totally.
Nick, it's been an absolute blast having you on the show today. It's always special for us to chat with someone who started as a listener and is now creating such high quality magic for the community. So before we let you go, where can you find everything that you do on like social media and YouTube?
So I'm over everything. I have no idea about TikTok. I do try and post things on there, but I get zero interaction of what is there or for. So we are there, but I don't really understand it. You'll mainly find me and Sarah over on YouTube. On YouTube under Happily Ever Carter, and then we've both got our own individual Instagram accounts. Sarah's the one for your planning stuff, because she is the planner. So if you want any tips on planning or don't understand, she is the spreadsheet. This is where we're going and where. I do the booking, she does the planning. So, but we're both over on Instagram as well.
Oh, I love that. So that is all for this episode of the Great British Mickey Waffle. A massive thank you for joining us, and it's been a great show. And if you've enjoyed the show, please make sure you're subscribed on your favorite podcast platform and also over on our YouTube channel too. So don't forget, we're also on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at GB Mickey Waffle. So until next time, we'll see you soon.
We'll see you real soon.
Thanks for having me.
Now my wheels in motion and my windows open with the wind.